All right, and welcome back to On Location. And you may remember last week we were in Bandelier National Monument near Los Alamos, New Mexico, kind of in north central New Mexico. And I mentioned there was another area as well away from those Pueblo canyons and ancient ruins. It's actually a separate area of the park. It's actually, to me, the most interesting part. And there is a special name for it. It is a local name that I honestly cannot pronounce. So I'll put it below the screen so you can see it and go ahead and try and pronounce it yourself. I just didn't want to murder it. So we'll go ahead and get into this, but before we do, make sure you like the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel or follow us on Facebook, because that allows you to see this great content and helps the channel out a lot. It's really appreciated. So I've got some pictures here on my phone. Well, of course, we'll be flashing them on the screen because this is not just a history journey. This is also some of my work that I've done photography-wise. So I want to start out with kind of this wide black and white landscape, and what you'll see is a few things there off in the distance. You do, of course, see those, I believe that's the Sangre de Cristo mountains there in the background. It's a major mountain range in New Mexico, which is quite scenic. But if you look off to the left, you're going to see a little bit of a rise, a little bit of an elevation, and that is actually the Mesa where these particular people live. They lived up there, and what we're going to do is actually go up there and we'll actually be able to see what's going on. So basically you have to go up a series of ladders that the Park Service has installed. Now they had a different method, which we'll show you in a minute. But once you get up there, just imagine if you were there. Here's another kind of a wider shot with one of these boulders there. It's just kind of a, it's kind of a majestic viewpoint. And this is what these people basically saw every day. Of course, it missed their work, which I'm sure was, strenuous from time to time as well. But it was obviously a very scenic location, really this wide open, beautiful, high desert landscape, which is really, really cool. Now, I'll show you this picture here. This is how we actually walked through the particular area. And if you see this little path right here, according to the Park Service, this was actually, I guess, cut or worn away by the native people's feet. They would actually walk through these narrow passageways along the sides of the mesa there to get to their little homes and things like that. So that's kind of how they got up there and went about their business. Now, I did mention before, obviously, we use ladders to get up to this particular area, but these guys did things a little bit differently, and this is really amazing to me. And again, this is the Park Service indicates. If you see this picture here, there is actually a stairwell these people have actually constructed. Again, I'm not sure if it's a combination of footprints, chiseling away, both. I'm not really sure, but you can see there's actually footholds where they would have walked up to get, up and down from their home or at the top of the mesa, wherever they want to go. And you see these all over. There's another image there as well. Just kind of these little niches for your feet. And that's what they used to get around. They weren't so concerned about safety as much, I guess, as we are, and that worked for them. Now, they obviously did a number of things while they were there. They lived there, they worked there. They also constructed artwork in the form of petroglyphs, and I've got a couple examples, I guess a few examples here. And again, I'm told these are original. Some petroglyphs in some areas, there are fake, petroglyphs, which people have made, but according to the Park Service, these are the real deal. And, this first one here, you've got the men there, doing some kind of chant. I can't say if this is religious in nature, just history. To be honest, not really sure there. And then one thing as well, you notice a lot of these circular symbols. In fact, I noticed it in last week's video there as well. I'm not sure what these mean, but they do seem to carve those quite a bit into the rock. And, really kind of an interesting thing. This next one here, it almost looks like maybe some, I don't know if that's corn. I'm not sure if they honestly grew corn in this particular area or not, but some kind of plant, maybe to represent what kind of agriculture they were doing. I'm not honestly sure. But, basically it allows you kind of an insight into their day-to-day lives. Now I'll show you some more of these. You're walking along. This is actually over a couple different days, actually not in the same year. So we've combined some stuff here. I love these late winter shots, these next couple images where you have the pathway going through there. It creates this awesome moody light. I also love the color palette, this kind of soft, kind of cool light. It's a bit of a contrast to the normal kind of orange glow you're used to out in the west, and I thought it was really, really awesome. And we'll continue up to the top of this mesa here, but as you get up higher, you kind of see there's tons of these little bushes here out there in the distance, and you have these bare trees. Just kind of shows you the ruggedness of the particular place. Now you get up to the top, and it is this. There was actually a village up here. There are still some remnants, but most of it is gone. It is kind of amazing how open it is up here. They did live also in the cliffs where we're more protected, but it's so open up here, and you do see some boulders there. But it's kind of this desolate landscape. And basically, all that's left are those little stone, very short stone structures. That's all that's left at this point. And you also see a lot of pottery shards lying around. Nothing, obviously formed anymore. I'm sure if that was there, it would have been taken by now. But that's basically where they lived. And you just continue on here. It's kind of this peaceful village. And again, as we talked about last week, the reasons why they left is basically it started getting very dry, at least that's the theory, and food ran out and they had to move further south. And actually a lot of apparently the tribes near Albuquerque in the center of the state, these would be the descendants of these people. I'll show you this one picture. That's that nice lady up there is actually my wife. She doesn't want to be in the videos, but I thought we could show her back. So she's got a nice back there. And I don't know if I should say that, but anyway, she is walking along there through the path. Also, this particular area actually was not quite in the park, but it's fairly close to the park. This is actually where the Rio Grande River actually bends through. And I'll show you this kind of panorama to give you an idea, and then we'll zoom in a little bit more. But that river just wraps around there, creates those canyons, and I guess, probably helps shape the landscape while you have the mesa there and the lower stuff down below. Again, it was this late winter palette. I really love the color and how that turned out, even though it was not necessarily at sunset or sunrise. And then this last picture, I love the texture in this one. See those rocks there. Again, it's just a different color palette than what you're used to there. So I like that shot particularly a lot. I think it's a nice ending there for the life up on the mesa of the ancient Pueblo people. So that is our visit to Bandelier National Monument. We did, of course, the video last week, and we'll have links and things like that to all of that. And of course, this is the second area of the park we've done this week. So definitely appreciate you watching On Location. Again, make sure to like the video, subscribe, follow. All that is extremely helpful. And when you subscribe and follow, you'll get alerts and things like that when there's new videos. Also when there's new photographs, because it's not just videos. Remember to look at our Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff there. So definitely appreciate you watching, and you have a good one. Bye-bye.